You know, Australia is a good example. Canada is a good example. The UK is a good example. Why? Because each of them had mass killings.
Somebody somewhere will comment and say, Obama politicized this issue. Well, this is something we should politicize.
I'm not going to carry a gun. I don't want to be involved in a gunfight.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in.
Go ahead. Make my day.
So the notion that gun laws don't work is not borne out by the evidence.
He says that the Chicago police had a plan over this bloody 4th of July weekend. Nonetheless, as you indicated, Corey, there was a count of casualties that could have been from Afghanistan or Iraq.
We'll make it harder for law-abiding citizens, and criminals will still get their guns.
In many cases, the offenders, felons, some out on parole, some out on bond.
We have to respect the tradition in this country of people who want to defend themselves and their family from violence. There are people at high levels in this government who have bodyguards 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The average American does not have that.
Mayor Bloomberg, why can you defend yourself but not the majority of Americans? I mean, look at the team of security you got.
This is the most banned news transmission in the world. And we've got one of the most dreaded individuals as well from the left, the man who first launched 5-6 years ago here in Austin, Texas, the plan for a 3D printable gun. And Trump's pro-Second Amendment, but he likes to be law and order. He's saying he doesn't know this is a good idea. Criminals are going to get guns regardless. He's put tweets out. Cody Wilson's here with us in studio. He's got some big announcements he's going to exclusively share with us right now. Amazon, of course, has banned books that even promote what he's doing. So what a time to be censored. Few people have been censored as much as I am, but you have. Cody Wilson, great to have you here with us.
Oh, good to see you, man.
Good to see you again. Well, go ahead. Tell us what's currently happening. We're both in the center of the news here.
Man, when I saw you get deplatformed, I was like, Alex, no, I couldn't even read the think pieces about why it was a good idea before I got kicked off of my e-commerce and my stuff got kicked off.
Oh, I was the first domino.
You were. And that you literally, our intelligentsia doesn't even have the time to formulate justifications for why it's permissible before they're on to the next domino. I mean, that's wild to me.
They're making their move.
We're moving so
I had Ann Coulter on. She's a great. I'm like, hey, tell people they're making their move on everybody. It's not like cool to be banned. They're going after everyone.
I couldn't agree more. They're contractors of the state. Where the state can't go, they're happy to just push you themselves. And then the way they did it to you, I know plenty of people explained this to you over the months, but I viscerally reacted.
The demonization, the brainwashing.
That they could all move in concert within a 4 or 5 hour window together and not have to justify.
Which is admitted Sherman Antitrust Act Section 2.
Yeah.
And that's what it's just cut and dry illegal, which shows they're going for broke.
Just wild that they think they can display that flex of strength, right? That they're confident.
You're right. It's like having a gold grill and driving a Mercedes. They're flexing.
They get to unperson you. And you're a big guy, man. If they can unperson you, they can unperson me like that.
But the real message was, we're doing it to him. Everybody better line up. It's a test ahead of the midterms.
I completely agree. And you saw, you've reported here these meetings that they're all having before in advance of the midterms. I mean, this is clear out in the open.
They don't even hide it. So why do you think Tim Cook, who runs the slave factories in China, meets with them, launches it all, does it, and they don't care? Because I think they're scared. I think it's showing strength in the face of fear.
I think that's true. They wouldn't move so blatantly if their team wasn't in need of signs of strength like that. But at the same time, it's also a realization of power, which is
they do have the power.
Near total, right?
All 26 companies that banned me in 1 day or 2 days comes out to about $4 trillion. But the top 4 companies is $3 trillion. So $3 trillion decided we're destroying you.
Market cap, yeah. I mean, it's the big 4 companies, right? That are basically the commons. My books and even though all my files, everything's legal for you to have, Facebook won't let you share the links, right? You can't share the links.
Yeah, they're all coordinated. And I noticed the new thing is they're banning other people like me or you in concert. It's like It's like, and that's why they all met. They're now coordinating.
Rapid fire without the need for justification. When I was dropped from my e-commerce platform, right, that was hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage to me, done immediately without justification.
And it did to us too. And so that shows in our advertising platform, this shows they've committed. This is a criminal commitment. So how does the president strike back?
Look, I'm not willing to say yet that it's imperative that we regulate Facebook. I'm not willing to go there. I don't know what the response.
But understand, you can have regulation saying there isn't regulation. Regulation just means they've already under CHICOM and globalist control. So libertarians are purists. They go, oh, we can't censor this. They're already censoring. They're already doing it, Cody. So then the president says, no, you can't censor unless it's illegal. The answer is saying regulation to say no regulation. You understand that, right?
I certainly understand the argument.
It's like saying rabbit season is open. I hate rabbits. I mean, censorship season is open to stop the censors. You have to say the law is no censorship.
I think what we
see how that is that's not censorship. That's not control to say no.
When Alex, when Mark Zuckerberg went before Congress, these subtle maneuvers that they make to indicate they want to be regulated. Fine, let them put the noose around their own neck, and then fine, it's open season.
Well, they want to be regulated by Mark Warner that runs the whole show.
they want all kinds of regulation. Google wants to build AI for.
No, I hear what you're saying, that they want to use regulation for their plan. But I'm saying instead of going that route, the Democrats have threatened regulation and just by fiat said, do this. So we're already under EU, Chinese rules. They're already standardizing to that. And the Democrats, so Republicans go, we're libertarians. When the vacuum, let's say I'm all for freedom, which I am. Then you leave the door open and pirates come in and rape and kill your family.
To watch the conservatives react to your unpersoning, right? That they were happy that it was done, right? They're happy to have the left do the work that they wouldn't do to you. And so it's each side is doing each other's work right now. I don't want to be involved in allowing.
Well, mainline conservatives go after the straw man they built about me, and they want to virtue signal to the left. They still think mainstream media is cool.
No doubt. But I just don't want to be guilty of doing the work to allow at some point some regime to tell some social media platform.
Okay, so Cody Wilson, the 3D printable gun, launcher, the icon of that. With all the big news, we'll come back in the next segment, get into what's happening currently with you. But what do we do then?
I think, look, my answer here is a technical and financial answer. If you have settlement in the browser with cryptocurrency, you can drive financial incentives that prevent consortiums of these interest groups from bounding together, like on YouTube.
So you're saying acting as market forces together with free will, we dominate them?
I literally believe that Bitcoin is also the answer to questions like this. If you make the exchange happen, not at the level of clicking the ad, but at the level of visitation, of unique IP, right, of visitation of the browser, what you do, what you interact with in the content, if that's the settlement layer of the financial, like an internet, like a payment layer.
It's direct.
Right. And you have to then be as open a platform as you can be, because that's the only way to survive financially. So forcing this...
They're forcing us to go point blank.
So honestly, this is a good opportunity for people to build the infrastructure in cryptocurrency.
No, I agree. They're extincting themselves, but they've thought about that, which means the moves they're making, Cody, means they're going to a total authoritarian model now.
Yeah.
As China and Europe have, we have to go to the total libertarian, anarchic capitalist, whatever you call it, model now.
I think that's our only hope. I don't know that we'll get there, but their ambition couldn't be clear. I agree.
Well, I always wanted to phase into this because I knew it would take time, but they're forcing us to go through the radical evolution.
But as you know, this is a great opportunity for growth and strength, right? It's great to build your own stuff. I mean, it
is. But then when we're popular #1, they're like, Jones, you're #1 on both apps, on Android and Apple. We're going to delist you. It's all game.
Alex, we must imagine Sisyphus happy.
We'll be right back. Zero of what the establishment calls disruptive technology as humanity builds towards this singularity, and they attempt to suppress the fact in the future you could just have your own 3D printable system, build a spaceship to take you to Alpha Centaurus, or give you a new, brain or cancer treatment. And so this is the real renaissance we're talking about. And so Cody Wilson's here. He's made a big announcement to Reuters just a few minutes ago. He's going to make it here on air right now. And then I want to ask him, how do we counter the draconian takeover of the election, massive election meddling, the crushing of all conservatives, libertarians, Christians, nationalists, pro-Trump people? I mean, it's just unprecedented at its CHICOM level. And then the media is trying to go, how dare Trump even criticize it when it's all so naked and real? But so let's get into just this moment in history we are right now.
I love that the Chi-Com meme is real now, that, you know, Dianne Feinstein's driver was literally a PRC asset for like 25 years or something.
Oh, the whole thing. The Democrats are Chi-Com operatives.
So great. You know that the politician Lee, I forget his first name, but he was busted selling AKs. This was a gun control politician. He was busted selling AKs to the triads, you know, in Shanghai and stuff. Like, I'm sure there's going to be you know, we're talking about Russian collusion month after month after month. I'm sure we'll discover a massive PRC Chinese Democrat.
Oh, the Chinese communists, I mean, they are the Democratic Party.
Yeah. And my friend, my co-founder Dinio says one day the PRC tanks will just roll into the streets and it'll all be complete. There'll be a military wing of this anti.
But it'll say Black Lives Matter. Someone will just bow down. Oh.
Yeah. The social justice operation will be complete when the Chinese boots are on the ground. I love that meme. I think it's so good and not wrong, right? Like it won't even be funny because it's so close to the truth that it hurts.
It is insane. So make your big announcement.
My big announcement.
Guys, let's zoom in on this guy, not me here. We're looking at me too much.
Look, a federal court. Where do you want me to look?
Right over there, camera 4.
Bam. A federal court in Washington has been celebrated for issuing an order yesterday saying that no American has the right to post, of course me, and no American as well as me has the right to post blueprints for guns on the internet. Now, I've had this fight for many years with the State Department, but now the state governments would come in and get a judge to give them this kind of order. Importantly, though, his order doesn't prevent me from doing many other things. And one of those things is what I've announced today. I'm simply, if I can't post the files online, I'll simply sell them online. InfoWars is a good example of this. There's no way to prevent the sharing of this information. So you can go to my website right now, defcad.com. You can visit, you can peruse the files, you can click on them, and you can have them mailed to you. And of course, this judge has permitted me to email them to you, transfer them to you. I ask you, what's the difference at that point?
And you're following the judge's orders. And Reuters put this announcement out. They'll spin it that Jones is selling illegal guns by letting you have your free speech, just like Reuters did. But that's just every level they twist and engage in fraud.
That's right. Yeah, the AP story that I saw today says, well, he's posting them despite the federal order. No, I'm posting them according to the federal order. Do you understand? The judge gave me the authority to do it. I'm not contradicting the judge. I'm only carrying out his authorization.
And that's the thing, is they spin whatever we do just constantly.
It's incitement. It's incitement. They want somebody to sue me, right? Because they see themselves as an element, right? Fifth column, you know.
And you've been sued a bunch.
Oh, so much.
State governments.
20 states in this union are currently suing me. Now, isn't it funny that no matter how much they sue me, no matter how many courts they bring me into, I can still give you my files today. Isn't that wild?
They've sued me 20-plus times.
Have they sued you 20 times at the same time?
No, I think you got me beat there. But, I mean, it's insane.
No, you're getting, look, man, you're in court. I see your stuff all the time, and I'm always like, you know, Alex Jones. And a lot of your stuff is free speech stuff. A lot of our stuff is simply about...
they always make up. The reason a bunch of stuff's been thrown out is that when it finally gets down to brass tacks, we show the judge we didn't say this. Yeah. It's just lies.
Yeah. What the problem is that anyone can just come into court and sue you anytime they want, and then you have to spend 2 years sorting it out when it was nothing, you know? And this is what, at the end of the day, the states have decided to do for me. Because, of course, I didn't lose when I sued the State Department for 5 years. I ended up with a license to publish my files.
Yeah, remember Obama had the State Department say no.
You're right. I had to suffer that for 5 years.
They claimed some export deal, even though you were a U.S. citizen in America. They claim because it's the web, they claim that you were a foreign distributor.
That's right, an exporter. Yeah, and I had to beat that. It took me 5 years to beat that. Now I built another company. I funded the law. I had fun, right? And I grew because of that oppression, right? And now I put my files online, and these state courts would come in and say, what? I don't have the right to share that with Americans?
And we've already won the case. And that's what the left doesn't get. We're not into victimology. We're not victims, as Tommy Robinson says. We're targets. And I don't think they understand metaphysically. They think everybody's losers like them. The more we get attacked, we get the more hardcore folks that actually support us.
That's right. Every single setback in my career, I think like yours, has only been an opportunity for further expansion, for further participation.
Because you were a winner and didn't crawl in a hole.
Right, and I'm not going to crawl in that hole.
There's a lot of folks crawl in a hole.
Oh, of course. Look, when 20 states rain down on your head, Alex, in Pennsylvania, I had 45 minutes to prepare for a TRO hearing with the federal judge, right? I mean, it's lawfare. They just want to hit you until you shut up. That's the point. That's the one thing that you can't do.
I'm about to say what you want about you. You're a maverick and a trailblazer. You have been beating the snot out of them not even using a bunch of big lawyers, which my lawyers are great, but I wish I could do it like you're doing. I mean, they are really got to hate your, they really got to hate your ass right now.
Yeah, they're upset because what do you do? I have this, let's say, here's the prop. I have this license, right? This distinct license from the State Department. A state government can't come into federal court and strip that from me. So the battle's even worse than it was.
Just exactly. It's your creation. It's your thing. And if people, exactly.
It's, they have quite a hill to climb.
Because they know it's killing America to ban a design.
Frankly, yeah, they would do anything to stop this culture, our American gun culture, even going into federal court and saying, Your Honor, any computer-assisted speech of any kind has no First Amendment value. These are the literal things that they file in federal court.
Because it's like the file tells somebody how to drill out their own system. It's like they're saying, it's like trying to ban a book that tells you how to make dynamite.
Right, right, which Amazon has no problem doing. Someone posted a book of my plans, right? Amazon takes it right off. I mean, they're happy to do it all.
And then once it's dynamite, then it's conservatism, Christianity, family, and then that's what it is. It's like once they set that precedent.
Easily, and without justification, right? Here's a book on the American gun culture, gone from Amazon. What's the justification? Well, you know, it violates.
And by the way, now that they've been banning you and me, it's an avalanche. It's everybody. Which I think is going to backfire. I mean, they're banning everybody and their mama right now.
At least we can see it so publicly. I think that's what's so valuable about it. Let your enemies show you who he is.
No, I agree. And so Cody Wilson, and of course, defense distributor website, defdist.org, defdist.org. Why are they being so naked and brazen and crazy right now?
Again, I think it's like we said about social media. At some point, these Democrats, they feel like they have a certain lock on cultural power. And that if they just knock one or two people off, they've got it. But this contradicts their religion, which is that one day they'd finally end American gun culture, they'd finally suspend it. But of course, we're presenting that the exact
it's bigger than ever.
We're presenting that it's going to explode, right? It's going to expand, the free exchange of ideas.
So is this their battle of the bulge? For those who don't know, like we'd taken the beaches, we were about to go into Germany proper. The Nazis launched their counteroffensive. I mean, I think the Democrats and all this has a smell of Zeb Dietrich and Battle of the Bulge.
There's some sincere desperation here. Yeah. They understand if they lose this one, that this is the Second Amendment online.
Those on the front line, it's going to be a fight. We better get ready.
Hey, man, and I don't take it lightly. Like you said about lawyers, my lawyers aren't cheap, and this ain't some kind of like student council, you know, after school thing that we're doing here. We consider very careful because these judges want you to lose, right? They're with the states. You have to out-lawyer them 2-to-1 to even have a chance, and that's what we've had to do for many years. defcad.com. You can download, you can buy the files. Well, you can't download them, but you can buy the files and we can mail them to you and other things. And that supports our legal efforts. That's how we're going to beat this.
Has anybody ever committed a crime with one of your printable guns?
I'm sure if they had, someone would have brought it to my attention.
Well, I was about to say, I mean, criminals don't go print guns off.
It's an extraordinarily difficult thing. And frankly, you have to be...
No, they steal it out of your house when you're on vacation.
Criminals are smart. They want a real gun that works.
They steal it out of a police car.
They pick them up out of trash cans. Printing guns is still a very difficult activity.
Now, where do you get guns? From a police buyback?
Dude.
Which I'm not into police corruption, but I kind of get cops selling guns out the back door. Like old ladies bring like $20,000 shotguns and give them away. And the cops like, we're not destroying this. I mean, how would you take it and destroy it? All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
The scientist at InfoWars Live.
I know he wants to sound judicious. His tactic, and I've talked to folks close to the president, very close to him, and I've talked to people like Ted Nugent on tape, and he said, don't worry, Trump will say what they want to hear to neutralize the opposition, and then he moves forward. But, you know, he is bump stocks. He doesn't think do anything. They're pretty much worthless. So he says, go ahead and ban those. I don't like that philosophy, but I get what he's saying from a political perspective. And it's the same thing. He came out. We've got a tweet here we can put on screen.